Well, dear students, I welcome you all in TGN 501 course, Geoinformatics course. So, in this course, we were discussing about precision farming. In this class, we will discuss about precision farming basic concepts. What is precision farming? What is the utility of precision farming in Indian agriculture? What is GIS? What is GPS? And several different things we will try to cover. So let's start. So this is a syllabus which I have earlier given to you. So precision agriculture concepts and techniques, their issues and concerns for Indian agriculture. So in unit 1 we will try to cover all the things that what is precision agriculture. I have already introduced this concept, this topic in earlier lecture, but in this lecture we will try to understand the precision agriculture and concepts and techniques, and the issues and concerns for Indian agriculture we will discuss in next lecture. So let's move. So what is precision farming? So precise मतलब जितना necessary है, ठीक है, जितना necessary है. So precise, if anyone asks what do you understand by precision farming, what will you say? You will say precision farming is an approach where inputs are utilized in precise amounts. Inputs are utilized in precise amounts to get increased average yields compared to traditional cultivation technique. What does this mean? This means suppose this is a land, and a crop is growing there. Suppose a crop is growing there, and we supply resources, suppose fertilizer, suppose herbicides, suppose insecticides, pesticides, and various other things. So suppose we supply these things, and if we supply in precise amounts, then the yield can increase, or yield can also increase, and resources can be saved. So resource management is good. So resource management will be good, and crop will also be increase its yield. So this is very important. What is this? Precise in precise amounts to get increase. This means our resources get conserved, and average yields is also increased compared to traditional cultivation technique. So let us try to understand that in a farmer language, precision farming is a farmer goes to his field with GPS, global position system guided tractor. So basically GPS is an instrument which is installed in the tractor. Okay, let me show you. Suppose this is a tractor, and whole system is here, and the driver can easily see, and it can locate the necessary things, and suppose based on the location it can supply the required amount of fertilizer or chemicals or whatever. So these are called as variable rate applicators. Please keep it in mind. So what is GPS? So the GPS senses the exact location of the tractor within the fields. So what does this do? GPS senses the exact location of tractor within the fields. It sends the signal to the computer on the tractor, which has GIS in consultation with a decision support system, decides what is the exact requirement of the fertilizer for the location, and then comments a variable rate fertilizer applicator attached with the tractor to apply exact dose at the precise location. This means जितना necessary है उतना आपका फर्टिलाइज़र या आपके कोई भी केमिकल, आपका कोई भी नेसेसरी आइटम जो क्रॉप के लिए रिक्वायर्ड है, वो एक्यूरेट अमाउंट में, वो प्रिसाइज अमाउंट में, प्रिसाइज लोकेशन में आपका स्प्रेड हो जाता है, उसमें ब्रॉडकास्ट हो जाता है. ओके, सो दिस थिंग विच वी हैव ऑलरेडी डिस्कस्ड. So various students have doubts in mind that what is the difference between accuracy and precision, why this farming is called as precision farming and not accurate farming. So the basic funda is there. Please try to understand the differences. So what is accuracy and what is precision? Suppose this is a center goal of us. Suppose if we hit an arrow on this dart, this means we will get 100 marks, suppose. So if any value will come near to 100, it will be accurate. But here what we can say, suppose there are around 6-7 arrows and 6-7 values are there, so 6 and values are very far to each other, they are not near to each other, so they are far. So what does this say? It has low precision. Precision means how close the values are. So this means they are having low precision and low accuracy. Why? Because they are not in center. Now let's move to the second example. In the second example, what you can see that it is having low accuracy. Why lowest accuracy? Because accuracy will be then if the values are near to this value, the required value, but they are not here. They are far more than, or they are far distant than the central value. So but they are closer, the values are very closer, so this means they are precise in nature. So precision will be very high, but they are not accurate. But if we see here, so here high accuracy is there, but the low precision is there because the values are little far. So it is of low precision, but they are accurate, but we cannot say that they are much accuracy, but they are high but not higher accuracy, not much, but they are inaccurate, they are little accurate. But here what you can see is the very much accuracy is there, and precision is also very great. So this thing you must understand, the concept between accuracy and precision, and why we say precision farming, not accurate farming. Because in agriculture the things don't go by accuracy. The things go by suppose, wait a minute, suppose there is a field and a farmer goes to spread 100 kg nitrogen. Suppose I'm just taking an example, 100 kg urea. Okay, so if this 100 kg urea can totally be supplied to plants, and if the all plants can take these whole quantity, then this will be accurate farming. But in natural conditions, we cannot say these things, because some of the nutrient will get fixed, some of the nutrient will get lost, and some of the nutrient gets converted, so convert their form, so many things may generate. Therefore we say precision farming, not accurate farming. So let's move further. So application of agriculture inputs at uniform rates across the field without due regard to in-field variations in soil fertility and crop conditions does not yield desirable result in terms of crop yield. So let me show you by an example. Suppose this is a field, and there will be variations in this field. Okay, suppose there is a field and there will be variations here in this field, and based on the variations, कहाँ कम है कहीं ज़्यादा. Suppose fertility level, चल check करते हैं एक parameter. Let us check one parameter. Suppose this is fertility status. So this portion of the field is having low fertility status. This portion of the field is having high fertility status. So this means we have to apply a very high amount of fertilizer here, and we have to apply low amount of fertilizer. In traditional, अगर आप देखेंगे, in traditional practice what we do, a farmer take a total blanket dose and it spread fertilizer to the whole field. So जहाँ कम है वहाँ भी ज़्यादा पड़ गया, और जहाँ ज़्यादा है वहाँ भी ज़्यादा पड़ गया. So based on that, so the advantage with precision farming is that our resources will be limited, our resources will be efficiently used, and also our yield will be managed, because the crop will take only that much amount which is required by it. Okay, तो जितनी क्रॉप की रिक्वायरमेंट है उतनी ही हम फर्टिलाइज़र देंगे. सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट हम क्या देखते हैं, हम फील्ड की वेरिएबिलिटी देखते हैं, वेरिएशंस कितने हैं. तो वी फाइंड द वेरिएशंस इन द फील्ड एंड बेस्ड ऑन दैट वी क्लासीफाई. सपोज दिस फील्ड इज टर्म्ड एज ए and this field is termed as B. So we have classified this thing, and based on that classification we provide our resources. So the very important thing is the management of in-field variability. The management of in-field variability, this is a very important concept for our precision farming. Let's move further. So in nutshell आपको ये चीज़ समझ में आ गया होगा. You must all have cleared that precision farming is that finding the variability and classification of that variability, and based on after classification the requirement. Suppose this red seek high amount of water, this green and yellow color seems less amount of water. So based on that we classify our inputs broadcasting strategy. So the basic tool of precision farming is global positioning system, GPS, because GPS identifies the location, and if the location is identified then we can apply the resources. If the location is not identified, how can we spread our inputs very precisely? We cannot. So the very important condition is we have to find a location. So GPS works efficiently for this. So GPS is used to establish precise position anywhere within a field for data collection and site-specific management action. So it is used to establish precise position anywhere. So we will discuss all these tools in next class. So in today, what we have to understand is that what is the basic GIS, what is the basic GPS, and what is the basic of GIS and what is the basic of GPS, and different other things related to precision agriculture. So we have to find the location of the object. This is the very important thing. हमें ये पता करना बहुत ज़रूरी है कि लोकेशन कैसे पता करेंगे. लोकेशन पता करना इसलिए इम्पॉर्टेंट है क्योंकि प्रिसीजन फार्मिंग में हम उसी के बेस में रिसोर्सेज अपने प्रोवाइड कर पाएंगे. So what do you understand by location? Location is we mean by location is latitude, longitude and elevation. So these three things are very important. So you must all have understood in your classes, in your school days, that what is latitude, what is longitude. Let us just recall them. That latitude lines run east-west, but they measure north or south of the equator, splitting the earth into the northern hemisphere and southern hemisphere. These lines are called as latitudes. You all must have known these things, that this is 45 degree north, this is 60 degree north, 75 degree north, this is 45 degrees south, this is 30 degree south, 15 degree south, this is 0 degree equator. And what is longitude? You must be knowing that this is 0 degree, and this suppose this is longitude line, and this passes with the Greenwich, which lies in England. You all have gone through these things in your school classes. So in early navigation, before the satellites were there, so how people people were doing navigation? So they were just navigating by the usage of various things like pole star, which is just fixed, which is termed as North Star. So based on its location, navigation relied on position of stars and sun. Navigators could determine their latitude by measuring the sun's angle at noon. So these things were used initially. So nowadays very important thing is that latitude we can measure, but measuring longitude is hard, because there is no fixed point in the sky like the North Star or the sun at moon. So what we do this time, the satellite helps very accurately for us. That a marine chronometer is a clock that is accurate enough to be used as portable time standard. Means if there is a clock, suppose atomic clock, which is very accurate in its readings, so these clocks are used there and we can find the accurate location. So how can we find accurate location? Let us try to understand. Let me show you one thing before that. So when GPS, please try to pay your attention very keenly here, because this is very important thing, that when GPS receiver gets the signal from where, from the satellite, it compares the time on the signal with the time on his clock. तो कहाँ कहाँ होगा यहाँ पे, एक देखिए अब यहाँ पे क्लॉक लगी, यहाँ पे भी जीपीएस रिसीवर में भी लगा, यहाँ पे सैटेलाइट है, जहाँ पे ट्रांसमीटर है वहाँ पे भी. तो सैटेलाइट ट्रांसमीटर एंड जीपीएस, they both having clocks. So when GPS receiver get the signal, it compares the time on the signal with the time on this clock. This is very precise clock, this is atomic clock there. So that, and the time differences, the time, जितना टाइम लग रहा है, क्योंकि ये तो जो सिग्नल आ रहा है वो लाइट की इंटेंसिटी से आ रहा है, वो तो फिक्स है 3 × 10⁸ मीटर पर सेकेंड, और वी कैन से 2.9979 वॉट एवर इंटू 10⁸ मीटर पर सेकेंड. तो टाइम इंटू time, we all know these things, that time into speed is equal to distance. So from this concept we can find the distance of the location. So a GPS signal tells you how far you are from the transmitter, and measured time it takes for radio signal to reach receiver. Use speed of light to convert to distance. So basic formula we use here, distance is equal to speed into time, and with this formula we can find it. So what is the clock problem is there. To measure distance from the speed of light, we need a very accurate clock. What I was talking about, that it is atomic clock. So GPS satellites have very accurate atomic clocks, and our receiver do not have atomic clocks. So how can we measure time with necessary accuracy? So how can we accurate? सो अगर लोकेशन ट्रेस करनी है तो लोकेशन कैसे ट्रेस की जाती है? टू डिटरमाइन पोजीशन 3D वी नीड 3 सैटेलाइट्स फॉर ट्रैंगुलेशन. सी 3 सैटेलाइट्स फॉर ट्रैंगुलेशन. आप देखिएगा, सपोज दिस इज अर्थ एंड सैटेलाइट इज फाइंडिंग द लोकेशन. सपोज दिस इज अ रिवॉल्विंग ऑर्बिट एंड दिस इज ऑल्सो रिवॉल्विंग ऑर्बिट. सो here is also 2 measurements puts us somewhere on the circle. Similarly, 3 measurements put us on one of the 2 points if there's three orbits. But GPS constellation must have at least 4 satellites overhead to determine position. Why 4 satellites? Let us try to understand this concept first. Suppose अगर 2 ही सैटेलाइट होती, हम क्यों बोल रहे हैं कि जीपीएस के लिए 4? कितनी नेसेसरी होनी चाहिए जीपीएस के लिए? वेट अ मिनट, कितनी होनी चाहिए? 4 क्यों कह रहे हैं? अभी इसके पीछे आप कंसेप्ट समझिएगा. लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड कि if there are 2 satellites, what will happen? Distance measurement from 2 satellites limits our location to the intersection of 2 spheres, which is a circle. सपोज आप यहाँ पे हैं, इस पॉइंट पे हैं, लेकिन ये आपको पूरा इतना ब्रॉड पॉइंट देगा, ब्रॉड पेरिफेरी के अंदर का सारा ब्रॉड एरिया देगा, जिससे आप आइडेंटिफाई नहीं हो पाएंगे, लेकिन प्रिसाइजली आइडेंटिफाई नहीं हो सकते. ओके, सो वेट अ मिनट. A third measurement narrows our location to just 2 points. If there are 3 satellites, what happens? Suppose you know the theory of intersection. So if there is there, suppose, so a third measurement narrows our location to just 2 points. But if we are here, how can we locate our location? So let me try to show you next slide. Now there are 4 satellites. A 4th measurement determines which point is our true location. So this is the 4th point, and this is the 4th point of intersection, and we are here, and we can be easily located. So therefore 4 satellites are very important for this minimum 4 satellites for GPS constellation. Okay, first satellite was launched in 1978. This GPS. Okay, the total investment by the US military in the GPS system to date is well over $10 million. This is the data of US Navy and the Indian Regional Navigation Satellite System. Please note this, IRNSS with an operation name of Navik, acronym for navigation with Indian constellation, also Navik, sailor or navigator in Sanskrit and many other Indian languages, is an autonomous regional satellite navigation system. You must have noticed कि अब तक कि 2016 के बाद या 2015-16 के बाद एक्यूरेसी आ रही है हमारी रिकॉग्निशन में मौसम का. अगर वेदर फोरकास्ट आप देखते होंगे, सो देयर इज़ एक्यूरेसी इन वेदर फोरकास्टिंग ऑल्सो, and various other satellite based navigations are accurate now. So why is there? Let us try to understand that this Navik जिसे बोलते हैं, is an autonomous regional satellite navigation system that provides accurate real-time positioning and timing services. It covers India and a region extending 1500 km around it with plans for further extension. See, नाउ दे आर 8 सैटेलाइट्स. ये 2016 तक का डेटा है, बट 2017 में भी एक सैटेलाइट गई थी लेकिन उसका लॉन्च फेलियर हो गया था, एंड 2018 में एक और गया है. तो अभी हमारे पास 8 सैटेलाइट्स हैं. ये पुराना न्यूज़पेपर की कटिंग है. लेट अस ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड. विद दीज सैटेलाइट्स वी आर गेटिंग प्रिसाइज लोकेशंस. Okay, we are getting precise location, and based on that the border security or weather forecast, we are getting precise data about that. Okay, so 3 satellites in geostationary orbit and 4 satellites in geosynchronous orbit. These geostationary, geosynchronous, all we study in our third unit, which is GPS. So these satellites, first satellite was launched in 2013 July, then 2014, 15, 16 and 16, and one was launched in 2017, but it was failed, and in 2018 it launched. So now total 8 satellites are in India GPS system, and we are planning for further launching of new satellites also. So this is a very good thing for our nation. And these things we will discuss in our third unit, which comprise of GPS topic. So these things we have covered. Okay, this thing we all have to keep in mind that minimum 4 satellites we need. Okay, what is GIS? Okay, we talked about GPS. Okay, but what is GIS? So GIS is nothing, a means of storing, retrieving, sorting and comparing spatial data to support some analytic process. So it is an information system plus geographic position, means it works with the software. I mean it is a software, it is a model. जैसे आपने कोई आप बुकिंग करते हैं. अब let me show you in next slide. Suppose I will show you here. सपोज़ ये है, सपोज़ ये आपने सपोज़ यू ट्राई टू बुक योर टिकट इन IRCTC साइट. सो व्हाट यू जस्ट एंटर, you enter the basic important things, basic important things which are required as inputs. And what, suppose you just write from Delhi to Lal Kuan, or class, sleeper class, journey date, whatever, and what it gives. This is a query train, and what it gives in results. In result, it gives an information that these are the trains in that location, Delhi to Lal Kuan destination. If the Lal Kuan is destination and origin is Delhi, then these are the trains. So this is an information system. So GIS is a means of storing, retrieving, sorting and comparing spatial data to support some analytic processes. So what GIS can do? What GIS can do? Identification, what is there, पता करेगा कि क्या है वो चीज़ मॉडल से समझ में आ जाएगा. हम ये सब थर्ड यूनिट में पढ़ेंगे, बट अभी जस्ट इंट्रोडक्टरी है प्रिसीजन के लिए, इसलिए हम प्लीज़ बस आप थोड़ा सा समझते चलिएगा. एंड इन थर्ड यूनिट वी विल ट्राई टू कवर इट. What GIS can do? Located, where located, optimum path, what is the best route, patterns, what relation exists between the patterns, trend, what has changed, how it is changing, models, what if. मतलब कोई कंडीशन है कि अगर हमने ये कंडीशन रखी तो कंडीशन क्या हो सकती है, दूसरी रिजल्ट्स क्या होंगे. सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट GIS वर्क. So in nutshell, system, what is an information system? System used for capturing. Please write this in your copy, and also try to store these definitions in your mind, that capturing, storing, updating, manipulating and analyzing what data. Okay, data is set of information. Okay, so before winding this lecture, let me just try to show you something. I have sent you a research paper, and I have asked you to go through this research paper, which is Precision Farming, Future of Indian Agriculture. I think you must have gone through this paper. If you have not gone through this, please go through it. So what is a precision farming? It is a comprehensive system designed to optimize production by using a key elements of information technology and management, so as to measure production efficiency, improve product quality, improve the efficiency of crop chemical use, conserve energy and protect environment. So this thing we have discussed in our previous seconds, which we have discussed in our previous section of this lecture. Hence it is a comprehensive system. This should be keep in your mind that this should be kept in your mind that it is a comprehensive system designed to optimize production by using a key elements of information technology and management, so as to increase production efficiency, improve product quality, improve the efficiency, which we have to improve the efficiency, improve the production efficiency. That is the important thing here. Okay, suppose try to understand this, that what is the need of precision farming. So we have to think of future, coping with future challenges, as we all know that the population is increasing, and the resources are limiting, so we have to think of it. So but coping with future challenges will require more radical changes to the food system and investment in research to provide new solutions to novel problems. The decline in the total productivity, diminishing and degrading natural resources, stagnating farm incomes, lack of eco-regional approach, declining and fragmented land holdings, trade liberalization on agriculture, limited employment opportunities in non-farm sector, and global climatic variations have become major concerns in agriculture growth and development. So this is the need, that we have to think of that the land is becoming fragmented, the the research work has to be amplified, the lack of eco-regional approaches there, farmers income are stagnating, and we are degrading natural resources. So from that point of view, the precision farming is of much importance. So instead of managing the entire field based upon some hypothetical average condition which may not exist anywhere in the field, a precision farming approaches recognizes the site specific differences within fields and adjust management actions accordingly. I have told you that there are in-field variations. So this is called as site specific differences within the fields. So based on that differences, based on the judgment of these differences, we adjust our management accordingly. So this is wonderful thing for our agriculture point of view. So the variations can be traced to the management practices, soil properties or environmental characteristics. So in the next lecture, what we'll study global positioning system, that the tools of equipment. We have studied GPS here, but please आप सब इसको पढ़ के रखिएगा. We will discuss it. Global positioning system, sensor technologies, geographic information system, and GIS we have studied here today, and VRT. What is VRT? We will discuss in our next lecture. GPS we have gone through this GPS, and rate controllers, precision irrigation, precise irrigation in precise system software, yield monitors, precision farming on arable land. These are the tools. Of precision farming, which we will discuss in our next class. So for today, I think I should wind up this lecture. Next class we will discuss different tools for precision farming. Hope you have understood the basics of this. If there is any problem related to this, if you have any query related to this, do ask in next lecture. Thank you.